chill out for a minute and see if anybody chooses to join me, because you may not. And I understand that. I'm also babysitting a very big dog, Chaytek. Come here. I'm babysitting a very big dog here. So I may from time to time have to get up and check on him because he's a very big dog. Hi, Gypsy. We've got a magenta. Magenta Trauma. Hello. It's nice to see new names. I've got my grand dog here with me, Chaytek. I'm babysitting while my son and his wife are on a trip. So I've got 78 pounds if he thinks he's puppy, but he's not. Go. Go on. Mimi's going to craft. You go on. Go play in there. I had to go give blood today to have a checkup after that thing ruptured in my side. So I had to look like a human being today. I'm sure he would say thank you if he could read. Right now, he's too busy spreading kibble all over my kitchen floor so he can swat it before he eats it. Strangest dog, sweetest dog, biggest dog. Boy, I tell you what, he's a handful. He's a handful, but he's a sweet handful. I don't like for him to board because when everybody meets him, they think he's vicious because he's so big and he's so loud, but there's not a mean bone in his body. But now he's very protective over me, and he doesn't want anyone he doesn't want anybody around his Mimi. He's like, that's my Mimi. You better get away from my Mimi. Yes, welcome to chat, everybody. This is where we get together and we craft. And what I'm doing today is I have a tinfoil in styrofoam form that is going to go with, this is going to be a female skunk to go with a male skunk that I have almost done. I was requested to make a set of skunks. I make weird things. I make dream catchers, and this is how I keep my fine motor skills going with my neuromuscular disorder. And so you never know what I'm going to attempt to make, or I sometimes don't know when I sit down what is going to happen. So we just all get on here and try to figure out what's going to happen when I get my glue gun and craft out. I do mostly, because I am Scots, Irish, and Cherokee, I do mostly native inclined stuff. So, yeah. Chaytek is very, very, very energetic. He's just like a year and 2 months old. So he's very energetic, and we've all been training him about how to behave with a baby. So we've all been packing around bundles of blankets to teach him that, this bundle of blanket you can't touch, you have to respect. And he does have another baby. My daughter-in-law, her twin brother, has a baby, and he's been really good with that baby. So he's not mean. I think he's going to be super protective of his new BFF, but he's not mean. He's just big. And so we're just trying to teach him to be super aware of how large he is, because he is such a big dog. But he's actually really well behaved. If he wasn't well behaved, I could not keep him with my disorder. I love crafts. They calm me down. And I like to wire wrap earrings. My husband is a fur tanner. He's a fur trapper and tanner. So I like to actually make like Cody tooth earrings and Cody bone earrings and stuff like that. We try to not waste any part of the animal if at all possible. And we have an Etsy store. The Etsy store is Hillbilly Heart Decor, all one word. So if you ever want to check it out, go to Hillbilly Heart Decor. We have a big craft festival coming up on June the 11th, so we're being very, very careful not to list stuff we're going to take with us. Oh, look, I've got Kim. Y'all, this is my BFF from down the road, just about 7 minutes away. She decided to come haunt me on YouTube. Yeah, you'll have to come over and play with him. He's been a good boy, but oh my goodness. Oh, him and Oscar just are oil and water. They do not like each other. And it's because Oscar has been an only child and he's rotten. I've got a pug Brussels Griffin Shih Tzu mix and he's rotten. Oh, Jamie, you're fine. Go cook supper. Go cook supper. I'll catch you next time. It's okay, sweetie. You're always here. I appreciate you, but don't feel bad about taking some time for you and your family. Now, Chaytak, that is an extension cord, and you're gonna have to be careful. So pick a lane and take it. Go, go, go. Thank you. I talk to him like he's an adult. Yes, I love you. I love you so much. Oh, yes, you're giving everybody a show. Okay, give me sugars. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You're trying to sweeten Mimi up for another playtime outdoors. That ain't happening. It's too dark. I love you too. He licked me again. That is Chaytak for you. He's just nothing but a big baby. Yeah, I think he's going to be a very protective big brother. I think he's going to be a very protective big brother, and I think he's going to be, um, like best friends for life with this little baby. And the little baby's a girl, and he's super protective of me. Go on up there. You can lay on the couch. Get up there. Go on. Go on. Get up there and lay down. I see you asking. Get up there and lay down. Go on. Get up there. Lay down. Lay down. Oh no, you just wanted to see if I'd let you up there. Okay, well now you know that blanket I laid down is yours. You're welcome. Stay off Pop Pop's side of the couch. It's like having another kid. Oh yeah, I tell him all the time that you're the one that it's always to my rescue when I have those bad days. And I told him about you sitting with me last week when my blood pressure was doing those crazy things, and that was so scary. But we made a fun evening of it, even though I felt like crap. We tried to watch funny things on the TV, and even though we've kind of got to watch my health, we try to make it to where we're not just sitting there waiting for somebody to have a problem. He plays really well, but he's just really protective of me, and of course we're fenced, but those dogs that the neighbors own have been running loose, and he does not like it when they come around the yard at all. And he's like, I know this fence is here for a reason. And he's like, why are they near the fence? And he gets very upset because he's like, this is the perimeter. And I had the delivery boy bring me some stuff today, and I let him meet the delivery boy because I thought, well, he might be here a few more times that you're here. And he was fine once I introduced him, but until I introduced him, he was doing his big mean like, I think I need to intimidate you bark. And then as soon as I introduced him, it just tucked the tail and flip over on his back and wanted his belly rubbed. So it was like, gee, you stayed, aggressive for all of 2.5 seconds there, bud. But he's a really good dog. He's a really good dog, and I'm excited to see what kind of Bubba he's gonna be. Yeah, I tell Kim, I tell everybody when you take care of me. Yeah, he slobbers. He's the slobberness dog. Do you hear a truck? It's not here. It's next door. It's not here. You're okay. I know, but it's not here. I know. It's not here. And he also wants his mom and daddy to come home badly. This is the first time he's ever been away from them. And so he's having a really difficult time with hearing big trucks and big mufflers because he's like, that's my dad. And I'm like, no, it's not your dad. But he really wants it to be his mom and dad. And they are currently, I think, in Myrtle Beach. So they're having a good time. Oh yeah, Kim's. Lord, give her 6 minutes. She's here. She's basically way quicker than the ambulance. way quicker than the ambulance. So, did anybody see how the Sussman trial went today? Did anybody watch that? Was that not the biggest, like, crap show y'all ever seen? All that evidence, and it just kind of obliterated. And then if you start taking the jury apart and you see that they were all like related and had children in the same activities and sports clubs, and I was just like, y'all, this is not how our criminal justice field is supposed to work. We're supposed to have faith in this. And I just have such little faith in our nation right now. It's just kind of mind shattering at times how little faith I have. And did you know, like, in the last 10 days, do you know what Pelosi did in the last 10 days? She's gonna drink everything now. She made it legal for them to drink while in Congress, to drink, have it catered, all of it, on taxpayer money. Tell me anyone else that can go to work and drink. And then her husband just gets a DUI. I think you have a problem, Nancy. I think you and your husband have a problem. And I think your ethics at work show us you have a bigger problem than we thought you had. But it's just horrible. It's just horrible because it's like you're doing what should be the most important job for our nation. And the most important thing you did all day was pass a little bill so that you could get taxpayer-funded alcohol on the job? Okay, you big lush. I really wish I could talk to these people I love you. I love you so much. And I know you are so lonely right now and you miss your mommy and daddy. You don't pet me like I'm a dog. I cut that off. Now I'm not a dog. You don't pet me. You don't pet me. You don't pet me. Don't pet. I'm not a dog. I'm human. Don't pet. Be good boy. Don't pet. Be good boy. I love you. Get down. Are you just gonna lay on me? Oh, he's just gonna lay on me. Okay. Just lay on me. I will lay on the couch with you later and watch a movie, but this is very uncomfortable. Y'all, when I say this dog loves me, I mean this dog loves me. Since he was just like 4 weeks old, we've had him. When I say he loves me, he loves me. Okay, you need to get down. Get down. I'm going to hit you with a hot glue gun, and then I'm going to feel real bad. And then you're going to whimper. He thinks he's human, so he tries to pet you back, and I've been trying to stop that because that is a very unhealthy behavior for a dog. And it gets them into a lot of trouble because people don't understand why they're trying to use their hands like that. And then he's got, big nails no matter how much you trim them. And it could be dangerous for a smaller kid. So we've been teaching him no pet. He thinks he should be able to pet you. No pet. So I've trained so many dogs. But he's smart. Like, he's super smart. He's just a big love bug. He just hasn't found his spot to lay down and chill yet. I've even put the fan in front of the doorway so he can lay in front of the fan. He won't lay in front of the fan. The wine face. I'm concerned now since she passed this thing that she could possibly be trying. She's third in line to lead our country, and the most important thing she thought of that day was to create a taxpayer-funded mega bar. I mean, I have questions, Nancy. In my line of work, that would indicate we have an issue. If you can't wait to drink till you get home, if you need it that many times throughout the day, or you're having a hard time making it through today without taking a sip, in my DSM handbook, that would indicate maladjustment and that you had a drinking problem. But we're not allowed to tell these people these things. We're not allowed to tell them anything anymore. We've gone back to the peasants and the king and the serfs, And I'm like, when did we do this? We never okayed this. This is not anything we okay. I'm not okay with this. So I watched that and I was like, really? But now I'm really irritated about the Sussman trial because they had all the information, all the details. It is fake. It was proven to be fake. It was proven to be paid for. The day after he went to the FBI, he was paid by the Clinton Foundation. It was just cut and dry, clear case. But when people have so much power, you just cannot correct it. It's going to take generations of adamant work to correct the problem that the U.S. has right now. And it's just a sad thing. It's just a sad thing. And it's like Jimmy Kimmel going out. I made that little video. I like to show you all when people blatantly lie. And never take anything I say as the truth. Just think of me as a liar too, and research everything I say, because I think you should want to research everything that everyone tells you, just because it's the best way to do it. I know. That's very true, Kim. Yeah, he's rotten. Yeah, he thinks Mimi has to play with him all the time. Yeah, I know he might become the more prominent co-host for a while if David has to work the same hours this week. Hey, Denise. Denise, I missed a phone call while I was at the doctor from the quilt lady, so I think that means they're done. And I don't dare call her this late. It took me forever to get blood drawn and see my doctor, and but I will call her in the morning, and if they're done, I will run pick them up, and then I will start the shipping process. It's gonna have to be creatively shipped. Chaytek, what are you doing? Okay, as long as you're not into anything. Okay, I thought you was rolling something across the floor. Don't pet. Don't pet. Don't pet. Okay, I know you want to talk to me, but don't pet. You have to be a good boy. Can you look here and say hi to everybody? Look right here. Show them how pretty your eyes are. Look, show them how pretty. Hey, hello. No, I know. Don't tell Mimi sweet nothings. So I have the prettiest mustard eyes. They're yellow. Yes. Are you a pretty boy? You're a handsome boy. Okay, bye. You stick your nose in that trash can, I'll bust that bottom. You know it. Thank you. Go under. Hey, looks, my glue gun cord is like, it's like a little dog agility course, and he likes to go under it. He likes for me to raise it so he can go under it. He thinks it's a play. It's like a game. He thinks it's playing with me or something. But I watched. Yeah, he did, didn't he? He's a handsome boy. But I watched Jimmy Kimmel, and I caught that on Jimmy Kimmel. He was like, "You've already had armed guards," and I was like, "No, they didn't. They had like a school resource officer, but he was not armed." And I'm like, God, now you've told how many millions of people a lie, and they're gonna go and rage on this lie. And I was like, you idiot, hold yourself accountable for what you say. And do not pull Mimi's magnets off the fridge. Just like a child. Just like a child. And so I made that little video just to show that he lied. And while Californians are the biggest state, saying, "Oh, get rid of all the guns, get rid of all the guns," then they go and they arm people, they arm security guards to watch public bathrooms because it's hard for people to use the bathroom without getting harmed. But then people go, "Well, how about we put these in like libraries and places where families visit where we've had transient people come in and be aggressive. No, just the bathrooms. It wouldn't be right to put them in a place with a family. Do you not think families live in the bathroom? But do you not think if the bathroom is a bad place, that the library would also be a bad place? You have to understand the dynamic of the transients and where they go to use. And they go to safe places, and many times the library is a safe space for them. Because it normally if they're in a big place, they're big enough they can find a hidey hole and do what they need to do. And then you've got somebody under the influence in a public building that could become aggressive and harm somebody that's there. But they were just worried about the bathrooms. So, they don't want anybody to have guns, but in order to pee and poop in private, they need to have their bathrooms, monitored. And I was like, you people are so counterproductive. It's just like, y'all make no sense. If you're new here, I am a retired parole officer and counselor. Had to retire early because I have a neuromuscular disorder that's slowly crippling me and it's attacking my organs. And so I got to where I was spending more time in the hospital than I was at work, and I just had to give it up. And I supervised murders for the state and violent male offenders. And then I worked in counseling with youth in state's custody due to past trauma addictions, trauma and alcohol and drug addictions. And so I've been in the middle of a lot of bad scenarios and seen a lot of bad things. But I still normally have a really good outlook on life. But I'm here to tell you, this nation's gone backwards. In the last 3 years, we've just gone backwards. And Biden is determined to bankrupt us. And, he wants wind machines, but those wind machines kill more animals. They emit that low frequency pulse that messes with the bats and kills more bats and birds. And then it in the land, because they're actually when they have to stay turning. If they're not constantly turning, the wings warp, and if the wings warp, then they have to be replaced. And these wings are as long as football fields. Park your butt somewhere. Park your butt somewhere. Park it. Sit down somewhere. And if these wings are not constantly moving, they warp. So if it's not a windy day, then they have to power them. Well, that means they have to be hooked up to power. 90% are then wired into a local coal plant. So they still get their power from coal. So it's not really any greener. And then the byproduct after they're done, you can't turn it into anything else. It's just nastiness left on the earth that is unusable for anything else. So these pipe dreams that this man has, it just boggles my mind that if I'm competent enough to read a scientific journal and to research and to understand this, can he not? Can his team not? Or have they just made so many backroom deals that they care more about the money? At this point, I think they care more about the money. We don't want Americans to be armed, but we just spent like $30-40 billion arming 18-year-olds in Ukraine, and we're supposed to cheer about that. But you at home, you're not supposed to have weapons. But we're arming the Ukraine because they need to protect their borders and fight against people invading. But you just need to sit down and shut up and let people invade. You don't get to fight against them, and if you try to, we're going to take away your weapons. And it's like, Joe, honey, I know that's your private piggy bank over there, but have you ever thought that if you screw the pooch on both continents, you might accidentally not end up in the best of situations? I just don't know. I don't think he's a very good man. I don't think many politicians are very good people. I don't at all. I think they're all crooked as a dog hind leg. I don't trust them. So, but yeah. But it's funny to watch these people that want more gun control to scream how we need to send more guns to 18-year-olds in Ukraine to protect themselves because they're being invaded. And if you're going to be invaded, you need to be able to protect yourself. And then turn around and go, you need to give up your guns. They cause too much damage here. You shouldn't have those. You shouldn't want those. There's no need to have those. You do not know what you just said yesterday? Well, that's for actual warring nations. Well, what do you think can happen on a dime, you dummy? I have a really, really hard time with people that think their life is the only life that people live, and they don't understand how other people live. Like if they keep saying assault rifle, there's no such thing as an assault rifle. A centerfire rifle is a centerfire rifle. But those ARs are basically, I mean, they're made in the exact same way my deer gun is made. My deer rifle is made. They just are streamlined and look a little bit more militant, but they function the same way. So it's like, it doesn't have magical powers. I don't know what you think it can do that the other one doesn't do because they function the same way. So I have, it's just, yeah. Chicago has all the gun laws and all the gun violence, and that should tell us everything we need to know. Okay, I'll watch for that if you do a live. Toss me a message. He laid down finally. Yep. Denise always sends out all my stuff, so if you need to email me or visit my husband's pages on Facebook or go to my Etsy store, Denise has all the information. So, I don't know. I'm just really concerned about where our nation is heading, especially when people in Congress think that it's more important to get paid for booze than to do anything to bring our nation together again. It's just, I mean, it just behooves me. Absolutely behooves. It should be a huge indicator that our government is off the freaking rails. I mean, if any other business board had sat down and said, first line of business today is we want to make sure that our board or our trustees funds a full bar and that we can drink as much as we want all day. That would be like the biggest red flag and the biggest liability. And people would be like, no, we can't do this. This, we can't do this. Is such a liability as a company. If somebody were to get drunk, get hurt, fall down the stairs, get agitated, be an aggressive drunk, we can't take that chance. But our Congress can. Our Congress can, and I'm sorry, but then Pelosi's husband getting a DUI just tells me that perchance there is a problem there that we don't need to allow her to bring to Congress. Put two and two together, you can, the four is pretty clear. So, but they're keeping that hush-hush, aren't they? They're keeping that hush-hush. They don't want anybody to know that Paul Pelosi got a DUI. Paid $5,000. It's a misdemeanor. Probably won't even go on his record. He'll probably get away with nothing. But if it was a normal working person, what are you doing? If it was a normal working person, they would have been absolutely demonized. Okay, so while I've been doing this, I've been making this little this little skunk. So this is going to be the little female that's just got the little paint splatter on the back, and now I've got some maker tail. She's still got wet glue on her though. And her face is going to be on her because she's going to be smaller. And his face is, I may change some stuff up. No, ma'am. That's a bad dog. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We don't bother that. It's a no, ma'am. You don't have to come and seek forgiveness. Just stop doing it. He went back and got his toy. Thank you. He's such a stinker. He's such a stinker. But yeah, I'm making her smaller. And I'm going to probably redo his face because I'm not happy with his face. Do you like it? Okay, I'm glad you like it so far. I'm going to redo her face because I'm not happy with her face. So I've got quite a bit to do. And I'm going to try to make her little tail fold up her back. We shall see if I get that to happen. Now he's playing ball in the living room, so if we hear a crash, we know what happened. He is about 78, 79 pounds. And I have a tiny house. So when he wants to play in here, it's very difficult for him to play carefully. And I feel bad for him because I want him to feel comfortable here and play, but it's like, just don't break anything. So I've had to like move stuff around and put my lamps in corners and bless his heart. Oh my gosh, you found a skunk emoji. Oh goodness. I enjoy making these things. I had just been so busy and then so sick. So busy and so sick. And it's nice to kind of feel like I'm back to normal a little bit. Still a little sore in my underarm where that thing ruptured. But it's less sore than it was when it was swollen, so I'll take that as a win. And I am, the antibiotics are doing fine. They're doing great with me. So I'm not having any problem with the antibiotics, which is great because normally I really struggle. They make me really sick and I have to lay down. But normally I like end up on the verge of having to go in the hospital. And I've not had that occur this time. So I'll take that as a win. So there are definite things looking better than normal. So I'm very happy with that. What are you up to, Mr. Mister? I told you when Pop Pop gets home you can run some more, but not till Pop Pop gets home. We're fenced, but I still at night like to wait for my husband to be home. Because we have coyotes and everything around here, and I just don't want him to take off after something and me not be able to effectively go after him. He listens really well, but you know, those coyotes, I don't trust him as far as I can spit. So I like to be careful when I let him out at night. Yes, I'm talking about you and your potty breaks. No, that is Mimi's curtains. And I know you can't see out the door anymore, but it's because it's nighttime. And I closed the door, so you don't need to open the curtains. I know you want to, but you don't need to. I just ate hot glue. I hope you're happy. So you leave the curtains alone. Okay. I know you're big enough to move them, but don't move them. Leave them alone. Okay? Okay? Say okay. Tell me okay. Say okay. 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 Deal. Thank you. I love you too. Oh my gosh. Anybody want to babysit? Okay. Down. King Kong. Lord have mercy. Thank you. Okay. Go play. Go play. Go play. Go play. I'm not going to play with you. I'm not going to play with you. I'm not going to play with you. I love you. I know you're getting frustrated because you want to play and you're a big dog. Go play with your Yoda and your stretchy thing. Go. Go play. Go. Go. Are you going to cry? Oh, he's going to cry. He's going to start crying. Okay, I've got her tail glued up over her back, so after this glue sets really good tonight, then once loose, I'm going to tease so it stands straight up, and then I'll give her a little bit of hairspray so it will stay standing up. And I'm going to have to make her some little felt ears and get her eyeballs and her eyelashes going. But she's coming together pretty good. And he is bigger than her, obviously. He's the male, so he's going to be bigger than her. Don't you open that Tupperware bin. He's too smart for his own good. So we're going to have, and he's going to have a haircut. This is the big male. He's got to have a haircut. But I've got his tail done, and I have made 2 heads, but one of them is drying, and I think I'm going to use the smaller head. I made a smaller sculpted head, and then I also made a clay head. I told you to leave the Tupperware bin alone. Hello? Do you think you might be doing something? I said no. Do you need to think about it? I think you do. Yeah, I said no. I know. You're going to get Mimi mad. Chay-tack. No, ma'am. No, I know you want to play. But you don't need to play with Tupperware. Go on, you big dog. Go. Go. So I'll have to cut him down. He's going to be much smaller when I cut him down. So they will be a much better pair when I get them done. But I made 2 heads. I made 2 sculpted heads. And then I've made 1 head out of tinfoil and felt. And I really actually like the way it looks. But I'm going to wait and see how the other sculpted head dries before I make my decision. So that's where I am. And Denise, the only thing I have to do on the Dreamcatcher for the boy is I have to affix the leather bands on the feathers, but I'm waiting to see what box I get to ship because I need to know how much leather to leave to so they'll be able to fold up and cross over across the Dreamcatcher. So basically it's done. I've just got that one last thing to do so that I can get everything in the box correctly. I'm going to start wire wrapping jewelry again a little bit more. And I water him like 15 times a day. I have this little bobcat jaw. And I saw a lady that turned one into a necklace. Obviously, I'll have to sand down the points and the rough edges and stuff like that. But she did a wire wrap and turned it into a necklace. And it sat perfectly right there. And she put gold flaking on it. It was very pretty. So I've got one of these. I thought about doing that. I normally don't get spiffy like that. But since we've got that festival coming up, I thought I might try that. So I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. I've just got the quilts and the dream catchers and the skunks to finish. And then I'm clearing my table, and it's all about purses that I can turn into, stop with the curtains, spank a butt. And then it's all about, I'm going to clear my table and get my sewing machine out, and I'm going to start making the purses for the fox, the possum, and raccoon, and I think David might even have a skunk pelt. Oh my gosh, if he has a skunk pelt, Gypsy, I'll let you know. I can't remember if he said he turned out good or not. But those are definitely the next things on my list, because I think if he goes to this thing on June 11th, I think that they will sell very good for that crowd. So that's what I'm going to be working on. So I will be sewing like a mad woman. So I'm hoping to get all this little stuff done and everything shipped. And then when they pick up Che, I'm turning my kitchen into a sewing room. And that's just what it's going to be. I love you too. I know it's almost bedtime and I'm driving you nuts. Oh, well, thank you. You're so big. You're just so big. I love you. Thank you. You don't pet me. You don't pet people. People pet you. You hurt people when you pet them because you have such big old honking hands, okay? Okay? Look at them and say how pretty I am. I'm Mimi's baby. I'm so pretty. I am my Mimi's baby. I'm so pretty. You're such a pretty boy. Yes, you are such a pretty, handsome boy. Yes, you are. You got them big old jaws. Them big old jaws. You smile? You smile? Look at everybody and say, I smile. He's good medicine, I guess. He makes me laugh. Sit. Sit. Put your rumpus down. Sit. 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 Thank you. Stay. He's very sweet. But oh my gosh, when it gets bedtime, he gets very, 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 very upset. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus H. Mother of God. Y'all. Y'all. This is funny. Just there's certain words in my life that I never thought people would ever put together. And I'm sorry, but after 20 years of marriage, I don't want to see nothing from nobody dance. Oh, good grief. He is. He's very much. He thinks he's going to be the star of the show. He's very much. Yeah, please visit and keep an eye on the Etsy store because it's going to be changing a lot here in the next little bit. We're going to be putting more Cody hides on. I don't think I'm going to put any jewelry on until after June the 11th because I think most of my jewelry will sell on June the 11th. But after that time, I will put what does not sell. Oh, did you block him? That cracked me up. It's really hard to offend me because I work with murderers. I've heard the worst of whatever anybody can think of to say. It just tickles me. And y'all, I've got some Spanish man that when I post videos now, he thinks I'm the most voluptuous woman. And I was like, really voluptuous? Really? Because the rocking chair I just had to buy for my front porch says I'm just fat. I'll go with voluptuous. He's on the couch now looking at all the taxidermy like, are you going to put me on the wall too? That's Pop Pop's beaver hoop. You can't bother it though. Thank you. He sat down. He's like, okay. The bobcat, thankfully, is up so high he can't even really see it. Or he would probably try to get it and be like, it's a cat, I can play. I'm talking about you. He's tossing me some glances. Oh goodness. But okay, so I've got the little female almost at the in between stage. So she's got her little paint on her back. I'm gonna let the glue set up, and then tomorrow I'm gonna get all the glue spots off of her, tease her tail and hairspray it, and then I'll make her felt tipped ears, and I'll get her eyes and eyelids and eyelashes on, and then her little mouth. Um, so this is gonna kind of be like a Pepe Le Pew pair. So that's what this is basically gonna be. Oh my gosh, he bless his heart. I always get I have real dry humor with guys that try to flirt with me online because I'm like I just don't enjoy it. So well, I'm gonna have to let this big dog go out and run again, I think, and then I'm going to attempt to wash a few dishes, and then I'm going to attempt to get toward the bed because I am extremely tired. But we've made progress. I've got the little female going. It's hard to do a whole lot with him here, but I can get a little bit done. And the little stuff, the little fine, like the ear tips and stuff that really I have to focus on, I may just wait till he gets picked up to finish that so I can focus really hard on those. But I'm really tickled with the way her body turned out, the way her shape is. And she sits really solid. So I'm tickled with her. Be more tickled when I get a teaser tail up. And I'm going to try to give him a haircut tomorrow. But I don't want Che to eat all the yarn, so I'll have to do it when he's in his kennel. Well, you better send me your number because I don't have it. You better message me your number because I never call your house. And this, I've got this new phone, so I don't have any numbers. What do you hear? You don't hear anything dangerous because Mimi's the most dangerous thing on the road. He's like, I don't know what I hear. Send me your numbers. If I need you, I'll yell at you. Okay, thank you. Oh, the taxidermy. He might think I'm a murderer. Well, he's used to it because he's here enough, and he goes into Dave's shop and when Dave works, and I think he just had never looked up and noticed it on our walls, and he was like, oh. But he's used to going in, and he'll be in the first shop when they're working on coyotes and stuff, and he just lays there like, sorry about your luck, because he knows it's not going to happen to him. So it doesn't seem to bother him. What are you barking at? Because I keep telling you, Mimi's the most dangerous thing on the road. I think he needs to go out. Okay, so I'm going to cut this short, and I'll try to be back tomorrow evening. And when I have time, I'm trying to do these little videos and just share my week with you because dealing with him every day is kind of funny. And since I'm feeling better, it gives me something to focus on. Especially because when I take the antibiotic, I still have to lay down. So when I lay down, it gives me something to focus on. So expect more videos, but I'll try to be back tomorrow night. And we may try to do some wire wrapping tomorrow night or lay out a pattern for a purse. I don't know. But that's my plan. So I'm going to go ahead and end this, and then I will see you all tomorrow. And I'm going to try to continue using StreamYard since we can see the comments and stuff that come up, and it's a little bit easier to understand when you watch it back. So I'm going to let him potty throw a crock pot meal together for tomorrow, and then I'm going to crash. So love yous. I'll see yous tomorrow.